For the past 100 years, fishing has been a core part of everyday life in Red Lake. People have fished the lake to feed themselves and others. They have used it to build industry and economy within the tribe. But over time, many of us have also taken the lake for granted, forgetting the ceremonies practiced by our elders.
I'd see my grandfather offer tobacco before we go out into the lake. I never could understand. I just see him take tobacco and put in water and watch it flow away. That's the extent of my knowledge. But today I understand.
As Indian people, we don't consider the resource or the fish to be just simply animals that we take and eat. They're also spirit beings that contribute to the whole piece of us. So we also want to make sure we give thanks traditionally and spiritually for the gifts that we get from our lake.
We used to put tobacco in the lake. We used to put tobacco in the lake before we went out to put our nets in the water. That was our offering.
A sema is a sacred item, a sacred gift to us from the Creator. And so what we do is whenever we take from the land, we give back to the land.
Before I went out and fish, I'd put my nets in the boat, and whoever was going out in the boat with me that night, we'd spread our tobacco on our lake, on our nets.
They would build these little sticks. They would make these little sticks about maybe 7 inches long, and they would make a float, like a raft, and they would tie these sticks together. And for the adults, like it was 20 sticks. For the adolescents or the young people, it was 10 sticks. They would tie them up with red yarn. Okay, and then they'd use red and blue coloring on the sticks. That was one of the main things about offering the lake. And then they would take a piece of their clothing, like for example a shirt, T-shirt, or whatever that they wore, and they'd put it on top of the sticks, and then with food. And it wasn't just any kind of food. It was like rice and raisins, and wild rice, fried bread, and tobacco. And they would put this on a lake, and that was their offering to the beings that are in the lake.
Whether it be the trees, whether it be the water, whether it be the medicines and the herbs, we offer this sacred tobacco in exchange of taking the gift from my Earth Mother.
As the industry grew, fishing became a means for financial stability for many families. It was a difficult job and one of few economic opportunities on the reservation. Fishing on Red Lake was a way of life that far exceeded any sport or job. You had to love it, and you had to live it.
If I was to compare fishing with another lifestyle, the work and the amount of work you got to put into it daily, I'd compare it to a dairy farmer. A dairy farmer's got to do his chores in the morning and in the evening, no matter if he wants to or not. That's part of his lifestyle and the lifestyle he chose. Well, fishing is pretty much on that same lifestyle. In the morning, you had to get up, go pull your nets, and that took time and a lot of hard work. You'd pull nets probably from sunrise till about 8 o'clock. You had to be dedicated. You had to love it. You don't do something and not feel comfortable at it, then you shouldn't even be in that business, as far as I see it.
In the mid and late 1990s, the walleye population dropped to the lowest amount in the tribe's history. For nearly a decade, it was illegal to take a single walleye home.
The Red Lake fishermen were the first ones to stop. They really took themselves out of the job because they voted, because there wasn't enough stock in the lake, they voted to stop fishing.
They used to say when I was on a fishery board that if you didn't fish, you didn't have a say, but I always thought every member has a say because every member owns the lake. And we used to tell people if you're taking too much fish, then you're taking somebody else's share out.
In order for the recovery of the walleye, the tribal DNR began a project that involved stocking and manually spawning female walleye into the lake.
Actually, what happened is that, it was luck, plus it was, to me, I think it was fate. I think we had, the gods helped us out a little bit, We had good years and stuff happened the way it was supposed to, so it came back faster than they ever thought it would.
We are preparing to take over the entire regulation of the fishery. The biggest problems will be in determining what kinds of regulations we want.
100 years from now, we have these resources preserved and they're owned and operated by the Red Lake Band, and we still control and we still utilize them to the best of our ability for future generations.
Our elders saw the importance of this large body of water. And it's for that reason that they immediately accepted the ownership. Not ownership in a way that they owned it, because we're told that we don't own the earth owns us.
Number 1,
practice your ceremonies.
Number 2,
be respectful to your lake.
Number 3,
don't pollute the lake.
Number 4,
don't waste the fish.
and number 5,
respect the regulation.
This is a good time to educate our people on historically how special the relationship with the Indian people here continues to be with the lake, and emphasize that a whole new generation of people need to carry that on.
But it's up to us to keep the lake intact, so they can do that. So they can do that for forever, really. They could do it if they did it right.
I'd just like to tell everybody from Red Lake that, times change. Assimilation has happened. It's gone. Is assimilation gone? I don't know. Are we still being assimilated today? But it's no reason for us to sit down and just wait for the statistics to get us, and so we fall into nothing but numbers and that we don't exist anymore. This is a turning point for our culture, our people. Native Americans will be just as important and seen as much as they were in the 15th century. And it's time for us time to step up.
We need to step up. We need to stand out there. We need to talk to our young people. We need to teach them how to listen to this water. This water speaks. This water speaks to us. And it is very important for all of us. It doesn't matter what race. We're all one family in the human race. And in fact, that with this interconnected system that we have, we are all related. We're all brothers and sisters in one human family. So with that, we need to join together and do basically our part.